Hello and welcome to timesofIndia.com. My name is Amit and we have somebody that who needs no introduction. Former England spinner Monty Panesar. Monty, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Amit. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah. So Monty, first of all, India traveled to England for the five-match series. This is an inexperienced side. So, what's your prediction and what you make out of it?
Well, I think it's an Indian team that some of the youngsters have got opportunity to play county cricket, and because of that reason, they need to utilise that county experience when they play against England and actually back themselves that they can take on England. Hopefully,
Mhm.
England will produce pitches that are quite flat, and if that's the case, then I think it'll be even Stevens. If there's green pitches, I think India still have the back bowling lineup to utilise the conditions. But the key is going to be with their batters and also their bowlers, the county cricket experience that they've gained. Can they actually translate that in the Test arena?
Okay. And how about the challenges? Because we have seen that English conditions are so challenging for especially batters. So, what is your take on that? What is your advice for the Indian batters?
Yeah, look, I think for the Indian batters, the challenge is going to be when it's overcast conditions. When it's overcast, the temperature of the app gets a bit cooler, the ball starts swinging a little bit more, it nips a bit more as well, there's a bit more zip off the pitch, and they've got to make sure they just don't lose wickets in clusters during that time, and they find a way of staying at the crease and actually looking to defend, and then it'll get easier once they can go through a couple of bowlers through their spell. I think that's going to be the danger time when there's overcast conditions. How the Indian batters look to react. Hopefully, if they lose wickets in clusters, that could be damaging. It cause so much damage that could actually lose the Test match. So they've got to be very careful that they one session doesn't just completely take them out of the game.
And this will be a very big tour. After Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, the two stalwarts of Indian Test cricket, who recently retired, and now the captaincy baton has been given to Shubman Gill, and KL Rahul will be the most senior batter in the side, and Shubman Gill will be the captain. Jadeja is there. Bumrah is obviously there. So, any top three picks? Top three key players that who can change the game for India.
I think Sai Sudarshan is one of them. He could be the superstar from this whole tour because he's done very well for Surrey, and I think he's the one who's got the temperament to really take on the England bowlers. So I think Sai Sudarshan is the one for me. I think he'll be the next superstar of Indian cricket. But also, I think it's a big tour for Shahul Thakur as well. He's an all-rounder. He's reinvented himself back in the IPL, and I think it gives him an opportunity, especially when India play overseas test matches, can he be the all-rounder where India look to go to? That second change bowler who actually can take wickets and look to defend. He naturally pitches the ball up. So I think Shahul Thakur is going to be a big tour for him as well.
And I'm talking about India. They have always looked up to the player that who can bat and ball at the same time. So I'm talking about Kuldeep Yadav here. So you being as a former left arm spinner, he has been also like playing for a long time for India, has been a lethal and like he played some match winning, produced some match winning spells also. So how many do you see that him playing all the five matches? How much challenges he'll be facing in the series, or like will management will stick to Jadeja? So I'm talking about Kuldeep Yadav here.
Yeah, look, I think they'll probably stick with Jadeja, use the experience of Jadeja. I think the England batters will probably rather they go for the inexperience of Kuldeep Yadav, but I think they'll stick with Jadeja, and Kuldeep Yadav could be the second spinner, that X factor, if they just sort of pump a lot of all rounders in that sort of batting bowling lineup. It gives Kuldeep Yadav an opportunity to play as well, which they can potentially do. So they could probably have, like Jadeja batting at six, well, Shahul Thakur at seven, or Nitish Reddy at seven as well. So there is that opportunity to do that. So look, in my opinion, I think this tour that India has picked, they've picked players who've played county cricket. It's very simple. The batters who've played county cricket, the bowlers who've bowled in county cricket, and they believe that this is the best squad for it. So someone like Ashdeep Singh, I think it could be a big tour for him. He's done well in county cricket for Kent, and he naturally pitches that ball off top of off stump. He's going to look to swing it, and he could be the find of the tour from a bowling department. And Shai Sudarshan as a batter could be the superstar for from a batting department for India.
Okay, India are going through a transition phase now after the retirement of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, R. Ashwin, in fact. So, I mean, there are a lot of youngsters in the side. So this will be the first tour for Shubman Gill, the captain. But for the Gautam Gambhir, who recently won the Champions Trophy under his coaching, India won the Champions Trophy. So do you think that this series will belong to Gautam Gambhir more than that Shubman Gill, the skipper?
Well, I think Gautam Gambhir, wants to um, create this team and a young team that actually follows the Gambhir methods. Simple as that. He's a very good taskmaster. He's a very good coach when he gives out instructions, creates the discipline amongst the team. He's a very good disciplinarian, and I believe that this tour is going to be all about Gautam Gambhir making these youngsters very successful. He won't have the challenge of a senior player to challenge his methods or his ideologies. I think they're going to embrace Gautam Gambhir's style, and it gives the space to the youngsters to embrace what Gautam Gambhir wants from these players to make Indian cricket very successful in red ball cricket. So yeah, very much so. If India win the series, it'll be very much all about Gautam Gambhir changing Indian cricket.
One question regarding baseball cricket that England have opted. What do you make out of it? And gone are the days when we have seen the batters like Alistair Cook, Andrew Strauss, Jonathan Trott, who used to come in and dig in for a lot of time. So is this the time that as cricket are looking for the batters like who can come and smash the ball in just like they do in the T20 and ODIs? Like as cricket is changing, do you think so?
Well, I think it's going to be a dangerous strategy if they keep doing that because I think Indian bowlers are too experienced for it. And I think that's what the Indian bowlers want. They want the England batters coming out, going at 67s and over, getting bowled out for 200, 220 in 40 to 50 overs. And I think then it's advantage India. So I think England got to be very careful that they don't just fall like a deck of cards because this is a good, experienced, streetwise bowling lineup. So, in my opinion, I think England are going to be quite reserved. They're going to be quite sort of on the defence. They're not going to attack. They're going to see how this young team plays under the English conditions, and then from there they'll make their assessments. If they just go gun blazing, I think that'll be a very dangerous move. I think that will play into India's advantage.
Okay. There was a time when England Pacers dominated like anything. I'm talking about James Anderson and Stuart Broad, Andrew Flintoff, Simon John. There are various names coming in like in my mind right now. But this time, I mean, the bowlers come in, the fast bowlers come in, they hit the deck, but but they don't have that that thrilling factor. So do you think that the thrill factor is missing from the England pace attack right now?
Very much so. I think England are missing an X factor in their team. There's no Gus Atkinson, he's injured. Mark Wood is not available. He was kind of like that go to guy who can change the test match. So, if you look at it, Jamie Overton hasn't played since 2022. Chris Wokes is coming back from an injury. And we also have Brendan Carse, who's a promising cricketer, but he can go the distance. Josh Tongue, he's still relatively inexperienced. So if you look at it, both teams are very much even on paper, where you probably expect England to be ahead of India. But I think it's very much a 50-50 balance. It depends on the pitches that are produced. If there's green wickets, I think England have advantage. If it's flat pitches, where England want to play more attacking baseball style, I think it's going to be an entertaining test series that we all want to see.
I'm talking about two batters right now, Indian batters. KL Rahul, the most senior batter who has previously played in England, so much of cricket. I think 9 odd test matches that he has played. And Karun Nair, who is coming to the side after a long 7 years. Like he must be hungry for runs and would be like eyeing to like make a solid comeback to the Indian team. The triple century, and I'm talking about the second triple century after Virendra Sehwag. So what do you make out of it? Like the two batters, like going to the England and relishing those conditions because the both. I mean, KL Rahul is playing today. I mean, in the unofficial test, and Karun Nair has already scored a double century in the unofficial test. First. So how do you make out how crucial will be their contribution to the Indian team at this point?
Yeah, look, I think Karuna is a big tour for him. He needs to stamp that number four, number three position and make it his own. And think of it that if he has a good tour in England, that he can then play for the next, 5 years at least, and make it his own position. He has the talent, he has the
Mhm.
temperament, he has a game for it. It's up to him now. I hope he doesn't get nervous. I hope he doesn't sort of, suddenly go into his shell because it's a test arena. Go out and express yourself, enjoy the moment, and show your talent, how good you are, because he's an exciting talent, promising talent, and he hasn't fulfilled it. So I really want him to do well because he's a very promising cricketer. KL Rahul is the guy. He's the guy that steadies the ship. When India are in trouble and the ball's moving around, KL Rahul will be the guy who will hang in there, and also he will bat long periods of time, similar to like Pujara role. I think what KL Rahul will take, which allow all the other batters in the Indian team to play attacking, fearless, dominating cricket against the Indian batters.
Your top five for the Indian team. Who should be the top five for
Yeah,
the
my
first
top
10?
five would be Jaiswal, Kehar Rahul, Shubman Gill, Karunaya, and Shai Sudarshan. This will be my top five.
All right. And your prediction for the 5 match series?
If it's green pitches, then I think it'll be slight advantage for England. England probably got a chance of winning it. If it's flat pitches, I think India got a very good chance of winning. And if that's the case, which I think England would want the games to go into the fourth and the fifth day because of good advertisement for Test cricket between the Dulgar and Anderson Trophy, I think India can win the Test series.
Okay. And one question regarding that Shoaib Bashir, the England spinner, he has been so good. But do you think that apart from having a good line length, he doesn't make that consistency all around and gives those freebies to the batters? So what would be your take on that?
Yeah, look, I think with Shoaib Bashir, his natural ball is he drifts it in and bowls it into the pads because he got such a high arm release. So the challenge for him is going to be, can he bowl wide of the crease and actually bowl outside off stump and look to hit the off stump, not hit the middle or leg stump like he looks to do, trying to get catches, maybe leg slip, short leg. So that area, if he looks to bowl that line, I think Indian batsman will play that very easily. But if he tries to bowl it slightly outside off stump, then he can challenge both edges. So in my opinion, he needs to look to bowl a bit more attacking. If he bowls his defensive lines and just attack the inside edge, I think Indian batsmen will take him apart.
Okay. One trump card from each of the team, from England and India, and why?
I would say Shai Sudarshan because he's done a fantastic IPL. He's done brilliant for Surrey. I think he's the one, he's going to be the next superstar of Indian cricket. And also, bowling department, I'll go with Akashdeep as well because I think his left arm seam bowling is going to be really good, very helpful. From England perspective, I think Jacob Bethel, he's going to be the guy who can actually take on, and surprise everyone like he has done. So I think that, yeah, superstar will be Jacob Bethel from England perspective, and I think Shai Sudarshan from India.
Okay. Last question, Monty, to you that this is an inexperienced Indian side, a new captain. Okay, a new challenge will be there. A lot of young faces are there, and a little bit of like experience is there in the side. Like I'm talking about KL, Karun, and etc. and Shardul, in fact. So, do you think that this inexperienced side, whom we are not considering as favorites for the England series, but they might go and create history after so many years?
Well, I think they've got a great coach. I know we got an inexperienced team here, but these are players who played a bit of county cricket, so they're going to use that experience. I think it's going to be the tour for Gautam Gambhir. It's going to be the tour where we find out how good Gautam Gambhir as a coach. If he gets India to win the Test series, I think it'll be the making of him as a coach, and suddenly we'll see him in the breaths of other great coaches like Andy Flower and some of the other great coaches we've seen. Ricky Ponting become a fantastic coach. Stephen Fleming. We will start speaking Gautam Gambhir in the same breath as some of the great coaches. I think it could be the tour where we see the best of Gautam Gambhir.
Thank you so much, Monty, for talking to us, and it was lovely chatting with you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Amit. Thank you for having me on the show.